Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sure you are good. Okay, we are from Nigerian Institute of Soil Science, as we have been previously informed, and I'm here with other colleagues from the Institute. I'll just, all of us are from Nigerian Institute of Science, but let me just introduce one or two of them so that we can continue because of time that we need to save. I have here Dr. Adewale Nafiu, who is head of the Department of Inspectorate and Accreditation. And I also have here Mr. Agatha Ojapa, who is head of Press, Planning, Research, Extension and Statistics. I am the head of Regulatory Affairs Department of the Nigerian Institute of Soil Science. We are soil doctors. I have my other colleagues here just because of time. I will just make do with that for now. Thank you. This afternoon we are here as part of the mandate of the Institute to reach out to the younger ones in secondary school to let them know about Nigerian Institute of Soil Science and about the profession of soil science. And that is why we are here. And I would like to give an indulgence to pay attention, because after this program, we are having a program coming up on the 4th of December, World Soil Day celebration. And people that are very active and are paying close attention, we would love to see some of them around during that program. So I want to encourage us to pay very rapid attention.
So all over the world, just like my last colleague just said, all over the world, the soil is a very important factor. So talk to the importance of soil, the whole world sit down together and decided to set a particular day in the year to educate the whole world about soil science. And in the year, every 5th of December is the World Soil Day. Is the World what? Every 5th of December is what? World Soil Day. So they educate the whole world and it is celebrated all over the world, not just in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, in US, in Britain, every part of the world. Every 5th of December, we celebrate the World Soil Day. And this year, we are celebrating it in Nigeria. You have seen a picture of the past World Soil Days. So this year, we are celebrating the World Soil Day. And every year, we have a theme for the celebration. This year, it is Stop Salinization and Boost Soil Productivity. We want to stop soil salinization. When we talk of soil salinization, it's having excess salts in the soil. Just like you are looking at this soil, you say, which kind of soil? Is it the salt we used to cook in our kitchen? No. There are elements in this soil. It's those elements that they supply to the crops that make the crops to produce. So when these elements, they are in excess, it can hinder the crop from production. So this year we say, all soil salinization, both soil productivity. That is when we stop the soil salinization, the productivity of the soil will be increased. So for this year, our World Soil Day is on 5th of December 2021. So every 5th of December, wherever you are, you listen to the World Soil Day. You learn one thing or the other. So clap for yourself. I'm sure most of you this year, see you it in your TV, see you it in your radio, and listen to the program, even if you are not there, on World Soil Day. So thank you very much. Let's go. Soil. I can't hear the voice. I'm just hearing the voices of them. Soil.
So when I say soil, I say science. Soil. Science. Soil. Science. Okay, soil science. So Nigerian Institute of Soil Science. Somebody will say which one is Nigerian Institute of Soil Science. I heard about soil science first when I was in SS2. And when I heard about soil science, that somebody go to university to go and study soil science, I started laughing that what kind of thing is that? How would I go to university to go and study about soil? It's not just soil. Ordinary soil. Why would I go and study soil? But that started the foundation of what we are doing it today. So we have come to let you know about soil science. Many of us are familiar with other professions, but we want to let you know about the profession of soil science. So the government, federal government of Nigeria, has gave approval for the establishment of the institute. So Nigerian Institute of Soil Science is an agency under the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. We are under the federal, so we are a federal government body, and we cover the entire country in our activities. We have zonal offices in all the 6 geographical zones, and we have members all over. We are charged with the responsibility of regulating the profession of soil science and promoting soil quality management in Nigeria. We have professionals that are soil scientists. I'm going to tell you more about them as we continue in this discussion this afternoon. We have professionals that are soil scientists. The institute regulates them. Just like we have bodies that regulate different professionals. We have for doctors, for accountants, for engineers, for different professions. We have bodies set up by the government to regulate them. So Nigerian Institute of Soil Science is regulating professionals, the soil scientists as professionals. And not just that, we are charged with the responsibility of maintaining soil quality in Nigeria, making sure that our soil can continue to be productive, and those that are not productive, we can do something about them. Because as it is usually normally said, that the nation that destroys its soil destroys itself. No nation can be productive, no nation can continue to exist without having a good quality soil, because everything starts and then ends with soil. And so we are soil doctors. We are soil doctors, as we have doctors for human beings, we have doctors for animals. Doctors for human beings, what do we call them? Medical doctors. For animals, what do we call them? Veterinary doctors. We are soil doctors. We are soil doctors. And there are things that soil doctors do, Doctors, they give you advice on how to maintain your body, maintenance of your system, so that your system does not break down. They give advice on how to maintain your system. They also diagnose, they ask you questions to diagnose problems, your sickness. I'm having a headache, they ask you questions so that they can discover whether the headache is due to maybe your eye or something that is having issue. So they check out. So we do the same. We work on maintenance of soil, make sure that the soil is probably maintain their quality. We also try, if there's a soil that is having problem or is not productive, we try to find out what is the problem with the soil. We do soil sampling. We do what we call soil sampling. You take the soil for sample to go and check what is the issue with the soil. And then we do soil analysis. When you go to the doctor, they check you. Sometimes they ask them to go to laboratory to take your blood sample, urine sample, other samples. Then they ask you to be taken to the laboratory. We do the same for soil. We take soil samples, then we go to laboratory to analyze them. So we do soil analysis, and then we also make recommendations. Based on the analysis, if you have done analysis, if you have checked your urine or your blood, they know, there's typhoid, there's malaria. Okay. So they say, there's typhoid, there's malaria, then they can now give some prescriptions. So we do the same, we call it recommendation. This soil is lacking in this nutrient, it's lacking that. This soil can be used for this crop, this soil can be used for this purpose, or you can do construction on this soil. So we are soil doctors. And then this afternoon, we are here for career counseling. That's the purpose of our coming this afternoon. We are here for career counseling. What is career? What is career? To the last slide, we'll see some of the things that we do as an institute, talking about the institute, maybe because of the illumination, may not be so clear, but you can see us dealing with farmers on the field, applying nutrients, going this team, they are going to go and do take soil sample. For soil analysis, you can see them handling something like this that we have here. We are going to go and take soil sample either from farm or from other areas that are problematic. You can also see some of our activities, training sessions with international bodies. You can see all soil day that was 8 years ago. We regulate members, induction of members that are soil scientists. So those are some of the things that we do as an institute. So we are here this afternoon for career counseling in the area of soil science. Like I told you earlier, I heard about soil science when I was in secondary school. So what is career? Career is a profession, occupation, trade, vocation, and all the rest. I'm sure by now, many of us should have in mind what career, what profession we want to go into. you have an idea and you begin to think about what you want to go into, and then want to come and give you another option, which probably before now you might not be aware of, but which is also very, very key, and that is one of the reasons why the government has set us up. So agriculture, medicine, engineering, accounting, and all the rest, there are different examples of career or profession. And then I want to let you know this afternoon that every other career, every other profession, they cannot work, they cannot exist, they cannot be effective without agriculture. Without agriculture, they cannot work without agriculture, because agriculture is very important. Agriculture is the source, that's where we get our food from. To get food from agriculture. I'm sure you agree with me. And you cannot work as a medical doctor. Uncles and aunties that are teaching us, they cannot teach you their knowledge. This morning before I come here, I am taking food. You know, so you that are listening to me, I'm sure as we are coming in, I saw some of our friends, somebody holding the bottle of Coke with meat pie and all the rest. So every one of us, we need food to live. So agriculture is the bedrock for every other profession. It's very, very important, it's very key. It's also a source of fiber, source of fuel. Our clothes, they are gotten from agriculture. You'll be surprised that even this building, this table, everything that we use, they are from agriculture. Very, very important. Source of raw materials, source of fodder, even for animals. I don't know how many of us that love chicken, love beef, love pork, love all those stuff. All of them are from agriculture. From agriculture, industrial use, even the drugs that we use, all those things, their raw materials are from agriculture. So agriculture is very, very key. And there is also a source of national revenue, export, forex, foreign exchange source. Agriculture generates foreign exchange. Agriculture is a source of employment to more than 60 to 70% of the population. So agriculture is very, very important. But I want to let you know that as important as agriculture is, soil is the bedrock of agricultural production. All that we are talking about agriculture, almost all depends on the soil. Because plants that we see, they grow from the soil. Most of them, of course, you can have fish that grow from that is in the water or thereabout, but most of them are dependent on the soil. And human being, from the story of creation that we know, human being, we are formed from the soil, and at the end of the day, we are returning to soil. So soil is the bedrock of everything. So that's why soil is important. And soil is a limited resources. It's not something that you can increase at will. Soil is a limited resource. It's not something that you can increase at will. It's not like a chicken. You can decide to produce more chicken. They can hatch and then produce more. It takes almost 1,000 years to form a little unit of soil. It's not something that can be enlarged, expanded, or increased just like that. It is something that is limited and it requires management so that it can continue to produce, so that it will not be sick, so that it will not be weak, so that it will not be unproductive. So that is why we have people that have been delegated that responsibility and they are called soil scientists. Let's look at some of these functions and uses of soil. Some of the uses and functions of soil. Soil is used in production of food and meat. I've said that. Raw materials from agriculture is essential for environmental conservation and management. As I was talking about soil, it's not just about agriculture. Soil is very key in environmental management. Very, very key. Soil is the major source of carbon sink. It helps to control pollution. And so many of us are familiar with the word climate change. Climate change. Soil scientists are in the forefront of climate change. Climate change. Soil scientists are key environmentalists. We take very serious position in terms of environmental protection. So soil scientists are key in environmental matters. So it helps in environmental conservation and management. Soil also is an habitat for animals. We have animals that live in soil. So many. In fact, it is said that the animals living organisms in soil, they are even more than the ones that we see around above soil. So we have soil organisms. Soil is also used for filtration of water. In our chemistry, if you have done filtration, you see that they use soil is part of what they use to filter water. They use soil. If you go to ground, you see that they use soil. So it's used for water filtration. Very important. Habitat for natural resources. Most natural resources are embedded inside soil. An archive for human and plant history, environmental preservation, and contaminants. So there are so many things that we use soil for, not just for agriculture, but for so many other things that are very important. That's why we must maintain soil. Even if you don't decide to study soil science, you must take away from this meeting that when you see soil, you must maintain it. You must care for soil. Very, very important. So now let's see the people that can manage soil. We have talked about the importance of soil. We have talked about the fact that soil is used in different areas, and we have also emphasized that soil is limited. It's not something that you say, I want 1,000 centimeter cube of soil, and then you just create it. No, it is limited. It is limited. In fact, nations, states, local government, houses are demarcated by their soil or land area. So it's very limited. So how do we manage soil, and who are the people that can manage soil? The people that can manage soil are called soil scientists. The people that manage soil, they are called what? They are called what? Soil science. So a soil scientist is a person that can manage soil. They are the ones that we also refer to as soil doctors, soil scientists. And the soil scientist is someone who studies soil science. Soil science and agronomy or thereabout. These are soil scientists. They study soil science. A soil scientist, a soil doctor, is someone that has knowledge of soil formation. How is soil formed? It takes several years for soil to be formed. How is it formed? Pedology. Called pedology, soil formation. He knows about soil uses. What do we use different soils for? How is it used? Knows about soil and plant relationship. You understand climate change interaction. How is soil? How does it affect our climate? How does it affect the environment? You understand those aspects of soil. So that's why he's an environmentalist. He knows soil capacity. It's not every soil that can be used for different things. I'm sure we know from our basic knowledge of agriculture. You know that there are 3 basic types of soil that we know generally. We know they have what can somebody just volunteer as well? Can somebody volunteer to tell us the 3 basic? No, I don't want to for us as somebody. Okay, this person is one. Please tell me your name, your class, and then answer my question.
My name is Betty. My name is Betty, and I'm UC2. So we have 2 types of soil: clay soil, loamy soil, and sandy soil.
Is she correct? Do you agree with that? Okay, you can put the hands together for her. Let's clap for her. Clay soil, sandy soil, and loamy soil. And you know that these soils, they are used for different purposes. You cannot just say you want to do something on clay. You cannot use sandy soil to mold. Do you agree with me? Which one will you use to do mold if you want to mold something? Clay soil. So they are different uses. The same thing for agricultural use, for construction purpose, for environmental use, for different purpose, you use different soil. So the soil scientists have understanding of soil uses, soil capacity. They do soil sampling. Soil sampling, they take soil samples. This is soil profile. This is studying soil. They want to know the characteristics of different soil. We call it soil profile. You dig it, and then as it goes down, there are different things that happen within the soil. So they do soil sampling. They go to the field. We have what we use for soil sampling. We have what we call soil auger. We have things that we take soil sample. There's a way to take soil sample. Not just that you want to go to soil and just carry soil. No. When you're a soil scientist, you are taught how to take soil. For example, if you want to analyze soil, that this school has big as it is, you want to check the status of the soil here. You know it's not reasonable to take all the soil. You know it's not possible. Not even just it's not possible. But you must do it such that whatever sample you can take will be representative of what is happening here. There's a way you take the sample that you can say the soil for Britarch school, this is the distribution of the soil there. So the soil scientists have that knowledge. They have that knowledge. They know about soil analysis. They do that analysis in laboratory. You check the laboratory, you check for nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, you check for bulk density, the capacity of the soil, you check for porosity, you check for the soil, different things that you need to check. You check the living organisms in the soil. You can't check the microphenomenon, mesophenome. You check all those things that are in the soil. So check soil biology and microbiology. Check for soil health. Soil can be sick, so they check for soil health. They check soil chemical relations. As we have chemistry, biology, physics, we have soil chemistry, soil physics, soil biology, we have soil microbiology. We have all these courses in soil. They check which soil is good for agriculture, which crop can be planted on which soil. Some of us are parents want to go to agriculture or they have a farm. You need to check what is the condition of the soil. They also do soil remediation. In oil company, soil scientists, they do what we call soil remediation. There is cases of oil spillage. There are soils that oil are poured on and then they cannot be used again. Soil scientists, they go there and they do soil remediation. They can do phytoremediation or chemical remediation. Phytoremediation says that they can know which plants to put on that soil that will absorb all those heavy metals. We take it away from the soil and then we make the soil to be fit for planting. So soil scientists, they have all this knowledge. They know which soil to use for what purpose. So let's check some of the prospects in soil science. Of course, soil scientists, they work with farmers. You can see some of our pictures. They work with farmers to do necessary diagnosis and to help them. Soil scientists are very key in food production. To achieve food security, you cannot do it without soil scientists. Some of the careers prospects in soil science. Somebody say, okay, if I study soil science, what will I do if I study soil science? Some of the careers in soil. We can work in research institutions. We can be a researcher. Like suppose here, we are researchers. The agriculturists, we are researchers. We go, we research with the farmers. We do different kind of research. So we are researchers. We work as researchers in both international and local, international and local level. Researchers. And you know, as a researcher, you are not just any other person. Nations grow by researches. All the things that we do now is by research. Otherwise, things will continue to go the way they are. There's a time that if you want to use this microphone, it has to do with cord. And the cord will be from one place to the other, so you are limited. But due to research and different researches, now you can have cordless microphone. Even with researches, I don't even need to add new microphone like this. I hope you know. I just key it into my plot and I can move to different places. It's because of research. It's because of research. So research is controlled. There's no development without research. The same thing with soil. The same thing with crops. The same thing. And some of us are familiar with local chicken. You know local chicken, all these chicken are there. If they stay 1 year or 2 years, they will still be small like this. But because of research and research, we have broilers. We have layers that under 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, they are ready to eat. You can eat them. They are big enough. So that's research. So in soil science, you do research on how to make soil better. What is the situation of the soil? What is the condition? What is the problem with the soil? So you can work as researchers. And we have many of our colleagues that are researchers. That are working as researchers, both at local and international level. You can work in oil and gas industry. So many soil scientists are in oil and gas. I've told you some of their uses, some of their functions there. They are involved in remediation. They are involved, from oil and gas produce. Part of that product is what they use in fertilizer industry. Soil scientists advise them. So they are available. They work in oil companies. They work in fertilizer and agrochemical industry. We have quite a number of them in fertilizer companies. In Dorama, Gold Fertilizer, and the different places. They work in those places. They work at universities and other institutions as professors. The registrar of our institute is a professor of many years of high repute. And many of us, we are in academic professions. Some of us are doctors, PhD holders in soil. Some of us are on it. And then we have so many professors, so many researchers in different high institutions. And then you can be a vice chancellor. The vice chancellor of Federal University of Technology is a soil scientist. University of Nigeria is a soil scientist. We have so many of them. So many of them, University of Abuja, soil scientists. So many places in the East. So if you are a soil scientist, you can write to the profession of a vice chancellor. You can work in brand and the financial sector. They have them over there. Somebody wants to take you to go to agriculture, to go and do a very big plantation. The soil scientists have to go and check the condition of the soil. Bank will not take the risk without knowing your soil test results, the soil analysis. They want to see what's the condition of the soil. If you give you this
1 billion naira to go and plant rice for rice cultivation. Can you have something coming back from it? Will your soil be able to support it, or else our money will be wasted? So they need such scientists in this direction. They work in other aspects, in politics and leadership. Of course, the current elected governor of Cross River State is a such scientist. So if you want to be a politician, there's no limits. You cannot be stopped. As a social scientist, you can be in politics. You can be in leadership position. In military and armed forces, director of the Nigerian Army Fund is a social scientist. So we have so many of them in different places. Agricultural companies, construction companies, they are there. Most construction companies, before they go into their work, they go and check the condition of the soil. Very important. International Organization, Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, OCPI, IATA, international organization where they pay people in dollars. I'm sure many of us want that. As a soil scientist, you can be there. As a consultant, you can work in federal or state government agencies and parastatals. We work in federal government. We work in federal government, so you can work in different areas. In fact, there's no place where you can work, and you can decide to have your own laboratory. As a soil scientist, we have laboratories where they carry out analysis. You can decide to have your own private laboratories where people will be sending their samples, and then you'll be charging them and getting some reasonable things from them. So you can have your own private company. You can be a consultant. There are people that want to do fertilizer company, they want to introduce a new fertilizer. They will ask to come and let them check, can this fertilizer work on Nigerian farms, Nigerian soil? So you can be a consultant. You can do so much as a soil scientist. So you are not limited unless you place some limits on yourself. So if I want to study soil science, after all this story, if I want to study soil science, which subject do I need to give attention to? Of course, you must give attention to all your subjects. And I want to let you know that it's possible to also have your results once without struggle. Some of us did, so you can also have that. So you must pay attention to all your subjects. Because some of us, you just, if a particular subject that you like, I just like mathematics, anything like story, I don't like this, I don't like English. You must like all. This is career counseling. You must like all. Because it's good that you have all. You can have all. NECO, WAEC, international exams, also school abroad, you must like all. But to study soil science, you need some key subjects. You need agricultural science, you need physics, you need chemistry, you need biology, you need mathematics, you need English. At least 4 of these combinations will be required in JAM if you are studying in Nigeria. 4 of these will be required in JAM when you are filling your JAM form. And we have so many universities in Nigeria that are offering soil science as a career, as a course. So if you are filling your JAM form, you can have some of these subjects, you must pick some of these, courses that are going to offer JAM while you are giving attention to all your subjects. It's very, very important that we take note of this. I would like to ask before I drop the mic, because we expect it's not just about talking, we want to also hear from you from us about this. I want to believe that some of us will be interested in joining people that will take care of the soil, because this soil needs attention, needs to be cared for. I've told you it's limited, and if you don't take care of it, it will grow weak, it will grow sick, it will not produce as it's supposed to produce. You will be laboring and not be able to. The time will come, if you don't give good attention to soil, the rice that we are eating will be very scarce. The thing that is going on, your food will not be able to support. And we have so many problems with soil. We have soil erosion. I'm sure many of us are familiar with soil erosion. Sea erosion, it do not allow soil to be productive. We have soil acidity, it do not allow it to be productive. We have different things that will not allow soil to be productive. And we have some things that we use part of our work as soil scientists. This one is like a laboratory on the go. A laboratory on the go, that when you go to any field, you can easily test the soil and check some basic things about the soil. So we call it soil testing kits. This is not all. There are so many things that you can test in soil. All the basic nutrients, all the nutrient elements, you can find them in the soil. But there are some basic things that you can check. Soil pH, and check soil pH. Can somebody tell me about pH? Who can tell me what is pH? Can somebody just tell me about pH? I want a guy now. A lady has spoken before. A guy, anybody? Okay, there's a guy here. Yes.
Give him.
My name is Britarch. I'm from Visitation Swift. So pH or pH I'm defined as the level or degree of acidity and alkalinity of the soil.
Can we put that together?
Degree of acidity or alkalinity of the soil. Let me let you know, if the soil is acidic, it's a problem. If the soil is having too much alkalinity, it's a problem. So it takes soil scientists to know how to make a soil that is acidic to be productive. It takes a soil scientist to know how to make a soil that is alkaline and have this issue with salinity to be productive. So we do some of these things. So you can easily go to the field with this and check pH of the soil. When you check pH of the soil, it will give you so much idea about the condition of the soil. So we do this, we use this, and then we have laboratories all over the country where soil analysis is carried out. Also about soil science, if you are the kind that's very good in technology, soil science is very key in technology. There's something we call pedometrics. We have digital soil mapping, digital soil sampling, and all the rest. This instrument I'm holding in my hand is not a phone, it's an instrument that is used to take GPS of areas. When you do your soil sampling, to give you an idea of the latitude and the longitude, and then you can understand, you can go and check the area, and then there are so many things you can do. Many of us, the history of this soil, you'll be surprised that we have it over there. So soil scientists, we use digital means to also carry out our work. In fact, the maps, soil maps, they are also available on digital level. Acidity map, salinity map, soil carbon, some of those things they are available. So as soil scientists, we do a lot with technology. A lot is done with technology. And then as an institute, we also do more, in soil science. So soil science is a profession that there's no limit to what you can do. You do image materials to take samples. If you have a very big farm, hundreds, thousands of acres, you cannot just be going there one by one to take samples. You have to employ technology, and soil scientists, we have knowledge of technological innovations or tools to use to do this. So as a soil scientist, you are not limited. If you are the type that is technologically inclined, you have a place in soil science. Before I ask if there are questions or conclusions, I would like to ask my colleagues here to make one or two additions before we hear from you.
Good afternoon. My colleague has said a lot of things with regards to soil science profession. Well, I will just lend a little bit hands with one or two other things to add to what I just said. I know most of us that are here, we have it in mind that I want to take the profession to be either a medical doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a barrister who's a lawyer, I want to be an engineer. Yes, but like you rightly said, all these other professions, one way directly or indirectly, they still fall back to depends on the soil scientists. They are the bedrock. You can imagine how you are sitting down here comfortably, you are feeling what we are telling you, you are concentrating. I don't imagine if you are hungry, will you be able to listen to what you are saying? Or you are sick, will you be here? You cannot. And whoever has tendency or whoever has opportunity to eat healthy food, then you will be about a 1 mile or 1 kilometer away from what? Hospital. I want you to take home that. As long as you can eat what? Healthy food, then you are so sure you are 1 kilometer away from what? Hospital. Where do you get any food from? Where? From the soil. And a lot of people play ignorance on how important the soil is to any economy. If you are talking about the issue of the black gold, who knows what we call black gold? Have you ever heard of black gold? Who? Gold. That's crude oil. You know what is called crude oil? And that's what we, as the economy of Nigeria, depends on. That black gold is found where? In the soil. And that's to tell you how important we have to take soil very, very important. Any country that jokes with the soil of that country know that they are working towards famine, they are working towards hunger, and they are working towards what? Destruction. Having said that, like Ryan said, we have a different aspects of area of soil science that you can choose as a career. You can be a soil chemist, you can be a soil physicist. Soil chemists, you work all day long in what? In your laboratory. You can be a soil physicist. Soil physicists are those people that you go around. You all know Beja, construction company. Yes. They don't do constructions without involving the soil scientist. Because we want to know what is the texture of that soil. How strong? The way you are looking at the soil, it takes somebody that has been trained as a soil scientist to know this soil is strong enough to work, to hold the capacity of wood, the skyscraper, or whatever. If you don't take it because that's why you see a lot of building collapse. Because probably the soil cannot what? Handle that kind of stress. You have been hearing about earthquakes all over in other countries, but we are so lucky we have not been having that in Nigeria. If you go to all those countries that they don't look at the soil scientists, because they will be the first to tell or predict that in the next 20 years, based on the research they have done, if care is not taken with this soil, we do what? We are not going to have earthquake. And I know you have students of geography, I do geography, right? They have taught you a little bit about volcanic eruption. And who can tell me what normally brings or what leads to volcanic eruption? Yeah, please. Yes.
The person with the glass.
Yes. What do you think? Normally.
Pressure slowly.
Please, can you appreciate it? Please. That is force. Force, pressure. So in the country that they know what they are doing, they don't joke with what? So the sky is the limit for you for choosing soil science as a profession. Like you said, you can choose aspects of diagnosis of what the problem of soil is on the field. You can choose to be the one that work in laboratories, they bring the soil sample. The way we do as lab technicians, they do the same thing, and they will tell you.
There is another class that we had, and you can see induction of members. I spoke about it to regulate soil scientists, all over Nigeria, and we have different bodies. Soil science is an international club. We have international profession. We have a society that's called International Union of Soil Science that is based in the US, and then they have members all over the world. It's an international profession. We have induction of members, those that study soil science. They are regulated by our institute. We go to the field to attend to the farmers and also study the situation of things in the field to check the nature of the soil. This is our World Soil Day. After now, my colleague will come and tell us briefly about World Soil Day that is happening on the 5th of December. This is part of the activities of World Soil Day 2020, and this is the soil scientists from Nigeria Soil Science, soil doctors, going to check the condition of the field of a particular soil. Where there is a need before going ahead to embark on agriculture day. See, you can see them. We are doing irrigation farming. These are things that we do in collaboration with farmers. These are soil scientists
members of the institute with farmers. This is part of one soil day activity that we do. It's actually one that we do as an institute, and we also go to laboratories. We do what we call inventorization. We go to laboratories to check what is ongoing, what are they doing, to check the situation of the laboratories and then their condition. We regulate soil and water, soil laboratories, fertilizer laboratories in the country. It's part of our mandate. So we visit some of the laboratories all over the country. These are some of the and somebody learned something today. Is there anyone that has learned anything today? Everybody? Everybody? Nobody? You have learned something. I can see your hand. Please stand up. You see his face.
Stand up.
Can we clap for him?
So tell me your name and just one thing that you have learned before I ask questions.
My name is I learned to encourage soil.
You should do it.
I learned that we should encourage soil science day. And so soil science.
Give him to him. Stand up. Give him, let it
My name is Alassane Abdi, and today I learned that we should encourage soil scientists so that they can help our soil to be more productive, so they help kill hunger around the globe.
Give her. Okay, let's
ask them.
Okay, I'm going to give some people opportunity to tell us what they learned again. But before that, because we are working in time, I would like to know if you have questions. If you have questions, 1, questions, 2, questions. Okay, so let me start from Anna.
My name is and my question is, what are some results? Because you said that the career prospect of science is like over there as a consultant. What do some consultants do exactly?
do you want to ask? Un segundo.
My name is Joanna from UC2, and my question is, what is the name of the 2 testing kits placed before us?
Any other question apart from this?
Many activities, and I want to know the things that belong in the soil testing kits and equipment.
Thank you, my friends, for the question. The soil consultants or consultants, soil scientists that work as consultants, what do they do? What do they do? Their function is problem solving. That's the work of a consultant. What you cannot handle by yourself, you give a consultant who has knowledge in that area to help you to handle it. So as a soil scientist, working as a consultant, first you have the firm, you have the knowledge, maybe you are a researcher, a professional, someone that developed himself in soil science field, and then there's a problem somewhere. There's a problem somewhere. Maybe they have, let's take for example, oil spillage In the Niger Delta, there's oil spillage, and then they are having challenge on farming. They are having issues. A consultant will go there, study the situation on ground, take soil samples, check the environment. When you go to take soil samples, that's why I said it takes someone that is trained to be able to handle it. When you go to take soil samples, you just go there and just take samples. You check the environment. You check the kind of crops that is in that place. You check the nature of the soil. Is it a sloping land? Is it a flat land? You check the topography. You check the situation of you check whether there's a river around. So when you check all of those, you take note of them. If there's a river around, apart from taking soil sample, you might also need to take water sample. So a consultant will go in, check the nature of the problem based on his knowledge, experience, understanding, and collaboration with other consultants or other professionals. Then he'll be able to provide solution. I know that the solution that is being provided is not free. Going to the field is not free. This one that I will come to talk is not free. Government has paid me for this that I'm doing. So as a consultant, in fact, you dictate your own price. If you are working with government, with health company or thereabouts, they have the price that is fixed for you. But if you are a consultant, you dictate what you want to take. And also as a professional, as a researcher professional, I also serve as consultant. My colleagues here also will consult for people that have issues. Find the number of people having issues. You go to see farmers, they say that I put 10 parts of fertilizer. This thing's not needed. What's the problem? Then we check. We check the situation. So the consultants, that's sort of thing that they do. That's the work of the consultants. Basically, problem solving, and people pay you for problems that you have solved. Nobody, if people give you money for free, if they just cash you money, that money cannot help you. It cannot be something that will sustain you. But when you solve problem, then people pay you. Why are we recharging our phone? Why are we recharging our phone? Because of solving communication problem. Instead of me traveling to see my parents in Lagos, risking myself on the road, if I recharge my phone and my data is recharged, I can do Zoom with them. I can do WhatsApp call, WhatsApp video. So that problem is solved. So I pay the communication company for it. A consultant solves problem from which in return he gets what? Paid for it. That's what a consultant and research scientist, that's what they do. Then this soil testing kit, what's the name? The name is soil testing kit. You understand? It's basic. You can have a label. Like this one, the producer is called NISS soil testing kit. There are different ones. In fact, we have one we call soil drop. That one, soil drop, is like a backpack. It is more sophisticated than this and much more expensive than this. It can do more things than this. It's usually in a backpack and it's like a light, some of them are in backpack, some of them are handy like this. Some of them are handy but bigger than this. So they have different types of soil testing kits. We just brought this one to let you know what it is. And when you have it like this, there are some basic instructions that will be given to you. This one contains some tools that you can use to do some basic things. You can do pH. And when you are doing pH, you have what we call pH meter that you use. In our laboratory, we use litmus paper. You know litmus paper? That you use to test the pH levels. So you can test the pH of this. But because of the sensitivity of pH, of course, this can give a general idea it's acidic or it is base, it is alkaline. But you also need to know what level of acidity it is. Because the level of acidity determines the level of attention that you give to it. If it's very acidic, you cannot handle what is just anyhow. This is an example of soil dust. This is the one I was talking about is more sophisticated than this. And you can see some of the things inside it. You have test tubes. Some of the things that you find in the laboratory, they are there. We have some sites, we have test tubes, we have beakers. You have beakers, small beakers that use for reagents. We have chemicals, reagents, they are inside. And some of them are also there. What they don't do is to make it in this little micro level, small size. What is very big, like 500 ml beaker laboratory, this one can be 5 ml. So just do a small, so at least when you're on the field, you just have a small example, a small idea of what's there. So you can see some of those things that are in the soil test kit. This is another type of soil test kit called soil dog. It's a bigger version of this and can do more things than this. And when you use this, if I'm on the field far away in the Abuja, does anybody know where Abuja is? you know about in Abuja here, or you don't check, these are the farming area. If I'm inside one farm, far there, if I go with this particular soil dog, I can do my soil test, and then it has an Android attached to it. I will input the values, and then once I send it to the cloud, it will come back with results of the recommendation, the nature of the soil, the nitrogen level, and what is the implication, whether it's too low or it's too high, the phosphorus level, the potassium level. So it will come back with such report. So you can give the farmer, an idea of the situation of the field, but when there are more critical issues, they now need to go to laboratory to do something. So one of the things that's also done is we also take the living organisms. We have what we call soil microfauna, soil macrofauna, soil mesofauna, living things in the soil. And all of us will know earthworm. All these things, they have work that they do in the soil. So we need to also check them. They also help soil productivity. So these are different things that is done in the soil. So that's the constituent of the soil test kit. We have that here, and then the name can be anything depending on the manufacturer. But basically, it's for testing the soil. I don't know whether we have the school farm. Do you have school farm here? Okay, if you don't have something that you can check, you can have the sample of this and check. Just because of our time, people have just gone to the farm, all of us match there, or to the field, and then take samples of the soil, and then check. You can check the pH of the soil so that you know whether your farm is having acidity or alkalinity. That will determine how you are going to manage, whether you should not put a particular type of fertilizer, or whether you should put a fertilizer, there's soil, there's nutrient toxicity or nutrient deficiency. Toxicity is that if the nutrient is too much, it's like somebody that eats too much. You are beating, your stomach is big. If you want to sleep, what will happen? Just roll it. Although there are some people they don't care, no matter how much they eat, they don't sleep up. But usually you just disturb you. And then somebody is hungry, that's when you sleep and you dream that you are eating the dream because of hunger, because you are not okay. So it's important that we test our soil. I think I'll answer the question. Okay, before we run up finally and give to the coordinator, I'll just like 3 or 4 people that have not spoken today to tell us a take-home from what we have done today. So we know that whether the English is too much or from the small English you have spoken, we can grasp something. People that are 2 guys and 2 ladies. I don't know. Yes, who wants to talk? Tell us one of the things that they have learned. People. Anybody? Is there anybody? Yes, my friend. Please tell us your name.
My name is Sam. I'm from Visitation. So it's a bedrock of agriculture. So without it, agriculture is basically nothing. Other things are basically nothing.
Thank you.
My name is Nathaniel Okebo. I'm from Visitation. I learned that that's the really much difference because soil is really for everything. It's really why we eat, why there's foundation for doing other things.
I learned the importance of soil using and the career prospects involved.
Let her give us a
What are the career prospects?
I learned uses a source of raw materials for industries.
the career prospect.
21 kids from Britarch schools. I want to thank the Nigerian Institute of Soil Science for coming to our school, because now I understand the importance of soil science. Because if the soil is not here, plants will not be growing, there will be no oxygen, there will be no food. The soil science tells us that the soil is like a habitat for humans and animals to live. That in some cases the soil can get spoiled, or the materials inside the soil can be too much, which will not allow the plants to grow well. So that is why the soil scientists, they're also called soil doctors, that help care for the soil. So now, without soil, there will be so many. Soil is the bedrock of everything. Everything starts from soil and ends with soil. Thank you. This is all I have to say.
My name is Victoria Winchester, and I'm from UC2. I'm in Britarch School, and I appreciate the Nigerian Institute of Soil Science for coming to our school, because I've learned a lot from what they taught. I learned there are different careers, and there are also different things you can study in soil science. And soil science is one of the important things we need, because it helps to save lives. And if you're a soil science, please keep it up, because it's actually improving Nigeria and helping us. And I would also like to appreciate Nigerian Institution again for coming to our school and for choosing our school. Thank you.